You are listening to Digging In Podcast, presented by Rooted Wealth Advisors.
Hey everybody, it's Jason Thiele here. We're back with another episode of Digging In Podcast presented by Rooted Wealth Advisors. I'm your host, Jason Thiele, helping you get those questions answered to and through retirement. Today, we get to meet the newest addition to the Rooted Wealth Advisors team. The man served 8 years in the Navy. Then he coached some kids at Iroquois West, headed over to Grace. And now we stole him here, and he's the marketing coordinator at Rooted Wealth Advisors, Jason Thiele. Jason, what's up, man?
Oh, not a whole lot, man. Excited to be here. Excited to be sitting down in here with you going over this, and just looking forward to knocking these questions out.
He's calm on the surface, guys, but this is game week for him. He's also the head football coach at the Iroquois West Raiders. So how you feeling this week?
I mean, it's game week, a little bit of nerves. I won't be nervous tomorrow, though. We kick off a day early. The kids are super excited. I'm super excited. I know Zach's been getting me fired up here at the office, too, and, looking forward to getting that first win.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. I kind of gave everybody kind of an overview of your story, but share with me, how did your path end up here at Rooted Wealth Advisors?
Whew, I mean, that's a good question. I mean, it could be a long one, so you got to bear with me here.
I'll buckle up.
So I played high school football with Zach. I've known Zach for over 20 years. Graduated high school. I played at Olivet for 2 years before entering the military. Did the military thing for 8 years. Deployed a couple of times, once on a ship, once with the Marine Corps. It was good times. It was good times. Once I got out, went to school, got my bachelor's degree in nutrition, and then I ended up going back, get my master's degree in education. Became a PE teacher at Iroquois West. Teaching 6th through 8th grade PE. I mean, that was something else on its own.
There's a lot of energy in 6th through 8th graders.
A lot. No 2 days were the same. And then from there, I moved on to become the science teacher at Grace Christian Academy. And I did a year there before getting in contact with Zach. I just had a few questions retirement-wise for myself. And it ended up, he responded back. He asked me a couple of quick questions, and then we got into a conversation. And I mean, I guess you could say the rest is history. I'm here now.
And you've had a few weeks here under your belt. We're super excited about your story. Thank you for your service, by the way. That is awesome and something that is highly commendable. So you got a few weeks here under your belt. Didn't have any industry knowledge. What have you learned being in the finance industry for like a month now?
High speed, low drag. Like, I'm busy from the time that I get in here until the time I go home. I enjoy it. I like it. I lose track of the time. And before I know it, it's time to walk out the door.
That's right. I mean, you do stop to eat occasionally. Your wife, Lisa, makes you these delicious sandwiches I've been seeing. Shout out to Lisa. What's a guy got to do to get one of those sandwiches?
Yes, a huge shout out to my wife if she's watching this. The sandwiches are great, but no, it's great to have that support at home. She gets up early with me. She makes the lunches, and it helps me keep on pace for the day, to be honest with you.
That's awesome, man. And then after work, you go to football practice, right? That's a whole nother grind.
Yeah, so from here, I go straight to practice. I usually come rolling in hot, get there right on time, jump out in the business clothes still. I got to go down and change. I get out, the kids are warming up, and then it's just right into practice. Spend about 2 hours there, go home, do the family thing, put my kids to bed, talk about my work day, talk about practice day, go to bed myself, wake up, do it all over again.
That's all right, man. You got quite the busy schedule there. Being in the financial services industry for just over a month now, you've kind of gotten your feet wet in different areas, different things. I want to ask you, like, going back to when your hulk of a self was a kid, was your first memory of money? Was it, were you the kid with the paper route? Were you helping out on the farm? Were you earning money? Were you saving money? Were you spending spending money?
I would definitely say spending money. My mom's money. Not necessarily my money. I didn't get my first job until I was a freshman in high school. I think my mom was probably pretty happy. If my mom's watching this, I'll pay you back somehow, some way. I worked at the grocery store, the local grocery store. Started making my money there. Started to have to buy my own gas, pay my own way for a few things, and try to develop that financial responsibility. Can't say it went the best, but it was something.
Usually doesn't, right? We all have to learn kind of the hard way about money first. Do you have that one memory where you're like, oh man, I didn't have enough to buy this, or hey, it's important to save? Or do you have one story that you can kind of pinpoint that was like, you understood, like, money's not everything, but money is super important?
So my first car was like a 1985 Dodge Lancer or something, and I wanted to upgrade. The muffler had fallen off, and I was like, man, I need to upgrade this vehicle. I'm tired of people being able to hear me coming from across town. And I didn't quite have enough money to put my own down payment. So working at the grocery store in the summertime, I actually had to take on like a roofing job to help roof to get enough money for a down payment on a new vehicle.
You've been a hustler from the drop, huh? Multiple jobs, just always got an iron in the fire. I like that. And did you end up replacing the car or the muffler?
Yeah, the car got replaced, upgraded from the 1985 to a newer Chevy Cavalier when those things were popular.
There you go. So in the same vein there, that seems like a wise decision, right? To upgrade a dying car. What was your worst financial decision ever?
It kind of is a caveat to my best financial decision ever. My worst financial decision might have been taking out an unnecessary amount of student loans to get the master's degree that I got. That was a large chunk of money to come out for that program. And then I ended up changing that program at the very end and tweaking it a little bit and not being able to change the type of loan that I took out.
It's a growing epidemic almost with some people. And I know I have some friends that took out loans for degrees that they'll never, ever end up using, some just kind of one-off, off the beaten path kind of degrees. At least you kind of get to use yours, like as you're coaching, right? You get to tell the kids like what to eat, how to eat right, how to eat better, and then how to, get the most out of them.
Like I said, my bachelor's degree was in nutrition, so that's where that comes in. And like that kind of goes to my best financial decision of joining the military and having that paid for. So I got that bachelor's degree with my post 9/11 GI Bill. So that was, I paid with time and sacrifice of my body and everything for 8 years. But to be able to get that bachelor's degree for free really meant a lot. Otherwise, I wasn't going to be able to afford a bachelor's degree and a master's degree on my own.
You say free, but like you paid with your body. You sacrificed parts of your body for our country, and we're forever indebted to that. So like it's not exactly free, but you definitely paid a price for it. We're all very indebted to you for that.
Oh, thank you. And like you said, I guess we could say free in the sense of money,
right?
I guess, but I definitely feel it in my body.
That just might be you getting old, man. It might be. If you could go back and give some financial advice to your 18-year-old self, what would that be? Knowing what you know now, getting to work here a little bit, also been through the paces of life, what would you tell your 18-year-old self now?
That's a tough one too. I would say definitely make your priorities and stick to them. Don't let anybody else influence a young you, and spend unnecessary amounts of money on stuff that you don't need. I don't need the most expensive stuff. Like, you definitely don't need that much expensive stuff when you're that age. Go after memories more than tangible things.
That's good. It brings me to a next question. What money have you spent on a memory that you would do time and time again?
Well, man, that's an easy one to answer. Me and the family, we go camping every summer. We take the camper out. Last summer, Mount Rushmore. This past summer, the Upper Peninsula in Michigan. That's to me is money well spent with the family, and the kids enjoy it. And it's 1 to 2 weeks of just the family bonding time somewhere else outside of the state of Illinois, and even the dog gets to come along.
There you go. Bring everybody, right? Bring everybody. That is awesome. I want to transition and talk a little more about your role here. I understand it's been like a huge learning curve, but what has been the thing you have enjoyed about joining the Rooted Wealth Advisors family the most?
Well, the thing I've enjoyed the most, obviously, is like getting to know everybody. I mean, everybody's had to do some part of everything in this business because, I mean, it's a growing business. It started out with just Zach and then Zach and Hilda, and then like you add the little pieces here and there, but everybody's had to do it. So if I have to ask anybody a question, like I don't just have to come to you, I can come to somebody else and they're like, oh yeah, I've done it this way, and then you come in and you refine it on top of it, and then it just is the icing on the cake, and it makes it so much easier for somebody that's just starting out.
It is cool that multiple people have sat in almost every role. I mean, even Zach's not above answering the phones if we need help, right? And we're busy, which is super cool to see. I know that Hilda and John and I have had this discussion about learning from the school of Zach Gray, because he just does things different. He operates different. I think it's easy for me to see him. I've known him for 7-8 years, not quite the 20 you've known him for, but just the way that he does everything. Like it's not just in his business, but in his personal life, how he carries himself. He is the same person no matter who he's in front of, and I think it helps him connect well with a lot of people. And it's one of the reasons why our clients love him and love this business, is because he's always done like the right thing for clients and for employees and just for people in general. So what have you learned? Any particular lessons you'd like to share from the school of Zach Gray?
I mean, like you said, like he carries himself the same way all the time. And the Zach that you see today is the Zach that I played football with in high school. His work ethic is above and beyond the normal person for sure. And I mean, he probably has one of the strongest work ethics I've ever seen. I mean, and it shows. Like he lands the first Division I scholarship from a small school. He completes his degree while playing. Yes, he got hurt, but that didn't stop him. He still pursued everything that he wanted to pursue, and now he's super successful. And I think I learned something new from him every day, and just the little conversations. I mean, I take a lot away from that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, his brain definitely operates way different than mine does, which I appreciate. I appreciate that a lot. What about what have you found eye-opening about this business, kind of like about what we do? I'd like your fresh perspective on it, on like how a financial service firm should care and cater to clients.
I mean, I guess my biggest takeaway is not everyone is the same. Like some people will come in here and they want somebody to help them now. Some people have the feeling out process. So I've been sitting back and watching and seeing like some people can get it on the first or second visit. Here we have some people on a third or fourth visit, and then sitting through that training to where it's not just a financial advisor giving advice. It's a financial advisor giving leadership. To go back to Zach, I think that leader showing leadership is Zach to a T. And I mean, if we could all get on Zach's level, I think we would shoot like right to the top.
Yeah, that's really awesome, and that really stuck with me. I think people want it to be led, but they want it to be led by a good leader providing excellent leadership, right? And that's what we strive to do for our clients. So super glad to have you on board, man. Do you have anything else to add? I think if not, we'll probably call this one good.
Nothing else to add.
All right, coach has got to go finish putting together a game plan. We got to go. Stick around, though. If you want to give Jason any coaching tips, I'm sure he would gladly take those. Give us a call at 815-918-4727. And hey, if you want to talk to a financial advisor about a plan for retirement, if you're getting close, nearing retirement, or just have money questions, give us a call at 815-918-4727 and tell them you heard about them from the Digging In podcast and that Jason's the real deal. All right. We'll see you next time. Until then, keep digging in.
This was Digging In Podcast, presented by Rooted Wealth Advisors.